Hey everybody, it's BJ.
And Patrick.
And we're back talking all things real estate. And if you haven't, give us a like and a subscribe. We are putting out a pile of content and want to make sure that you don't miss anything. So that will ensure that. But we're looking at some headlines today.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we're going to get the accusations. You guys are a bunch of market pumpers, right? All you guys, that's self-interest motivated. No, this is just what's in the headlines. Things go through cycles.
Yeah.
They go through down cycles,
Sure.
up cycles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's get right to it. So this is an article on BNN Bloomberg. And the headline reads, TD economist predicts sizable bump in housing market activity this quarter. Now, I'll go through a few things in here, but a lot of this is based on the next projection that we're expecting from the Bank of Canada on interest rates.
Okay. Coming later this month, yeah.
Yeah. So inflation's been good, the consumer price index been good. So right now the expectation is it's going to be a big number, like it's going to be a half, not a quarter.
We're at that point. Inflation was what, 1.6% reported last time?
Yeah, I don't.
So we're on that verge of like the bank doesn't want the economy to be in a deflationary period.
Yeah.
So stagnant would be our soft landing.
Yeah.
Really.
Sure.
After all of this.
Yeah. So Here's what experts are predicting: another rate cut when the Bank of Canada meets next week. And Tuesday's favorable consumer price index has many expecting a jumbo 50 basis point cut, including all but one of Canada's largest banks. So, the other thing they're saying is there's some psychological value for would-be buyers in addition to the tangible relief that it provides. So they're expecting, based on that, here's what this quote: a sizable increase in activity in the next few months. So I think, certainly in the Greater Victoria area, we're starting to see that happen already, where things are starting to get moving again. One of the things that we have said from the start of this whole process also is that as the interest rates come down, there's going to be a reciprocal effect on the price of homes.
At some point, definitely.
Right?
Yeah.
So, we're encouraging people that can and are able to do so, that they get on with it now in terms of, purchasing before the prices take off. Because interest rates are going to come and go. But if you can nail down a better price,
this is such a good time to buy, and I'm going to say it this way. You can take your time choosing something. Mm-hmm. It might take you a little while longer. Nothing's slow by any means. It's just slower than what we've been used to.
Yeah.
So it takes an average, like a normal amount of time to sell a house now. Now, of course, if you start off at the wrong price, or if something's wrong with the location or the condition of the home, all of these other factors, it could take even longer.
Yeah.
But once you've got your house sold, you've got the luxury of more inventory to choose from. It's easier to find a house.
Yeah.
There's a lot less chances. I'm not saying there isn't multiple offers, but there's a lot less chances of multiple offers out there.
Yeah.
And still having the opportunity to check with your financing, have a home inspection, do more due diligence than you were able to
for sure
just a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
So those are all good things.
Yeah, and we're gonna, it's not going to be the same all across the board. I think we're going to see the market's going to bounce back all across Canada, but that doesn't mean some markets. It's going to go like it traditionally has. Some markets are stronger than other markets. Like right now, Alberta's cooking.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
So as these interest rate changes take effect, Alberta is going to continue to cook along and probably pick up even more steam.
Yeah, right? And different parts of the inventory, the market inventory will react differently as well.
Yeah.
That's it, right?
Yeah. So here's the quote is, we think that Ontario and BC will lag a little bit with respect to price growth, at least over some short of short term. And then they're saying that there's the whole affordability thing that's the big that we're hearing a lot about, specifically in BC and Ontario. So
Yeah, we just had a huge run up with an adjustment, of course, after COVID with the interest rate bumps.
yeah,
But we still enjoyed a huge appreciation in real estate almost across the board. So,
yeah,
yeah, I think it's only normal that we would have a lagging response to the interest rates right
yeah,
now.
yeah. So the other things they mentioned, changes to the mortgage rules. We went over that. We had David Steinberg on from Olympic Mortgages, and we went through a lot of those things already. But specifically, they address that first-time homebuyers will be able to get 30 years amortization and insured mortgages for properties up to 1.5 million. Which, if you're a first-time homebuyer, that's quite the home for a first-time homebuyer.
This is only going to, I'm sorry, this is only going to benefit a very small portion of the market. Could you imagine what would you need to make to do a $1.5 million? At least 150 grand, 160 grand a year?
I guess so.
Maybe
somewhere
more
in that neighborhood. Yeah.
Right? So if you were in that category, you're in the top 5% of Canadians that earn more than $120,000.
Yeah.
Like, how many people does that really affect? And then who in their right mind is going to go a high ratio, put only 10% down on $1.5 million? How is this logical after we just went through this with if we're going to return to low interest rates?
Yeah.
We just did this in 2021, 2022.
Yeah.
And then our interest rates went up. Who in their right mind would do this again? Do we have short-term memory?
Yes, we
Is
do.
it as bad as
Yeah.
stuff in the news? I can't remember what happened to
Yes.
this week.
Yes.
I remember
Yeah.
because I'm reading all sorts of things, but
I remember seeing bumper stickers. So I grew up in Edmonton. I remember seeing bumper stickers in the, I think it was in the 80s, and it was like, Lord, let there be one more
oil boom.
one more oil boom. I promise I won't, I won't whatever with it all this time.
But people will do it again.
Well, and then we had the oil boom in the 90s.
Yeah.
And I guess early 2000s. I was already gone by that point from Alberta. But let's say early 2000s. It was still cooking when I left.
Mm-hmm.
And then whammo.
The taps are turned off.
Well, basically, yeah, we had a change of government, and they had a different way that they wanted to handle things with oil and gas. And
Yeah.
so here we go again. But at the same time, they ran into the issues with guys that had the truck, the sled, the boat.
The Lambo.
In Alberta, maybe not so much. In Fort Mac, it's the truck, the sled, the boat, or Northern Alberta.
Yeah.
And now they're like, uh-oh, we just shut down now, and we don't have
I can't make the payments.
right.
Yeah.
So, which was a repeat of what happened at the end of the 70s, courtesy of Trudeau Sr.
Okay.
And, it's interesting that it's Trudeau Jr. that brought it back, kind of.
Shut down the oil.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're very anti-oil, it seems.
So,
But
anyway.
sorry, I got carried away.
We
with
digress
that
to get
amount.
to get back over here. I think that's the thing to keep in mind. The expectation is that the housing market is going to pick up, and like you said, I was saying to a client of mine that this is because she's looking for a condo. I said this is a perfect time because you'll be able to sell your condo, but also find something and have the time to find something that makes sense for you, and we don't have to be under pressure. Gee, we have to do this right now, or whatever the case might be. We have some time to do some looking at other properties and make some quality decisions. And so really for her, I said, this is a win-win for you. This is you're in the perfect situation.
If she's in a condo, and let's pretend that's a first-time home buyer bracket, there's a lot of encouragement for first-time home buyers. There's a lot of programs to get in, right?
Yeah.
So BC, we can have an exemption against property transfer tax.
Sure.
If you jump into a new construction, there's another exemption.
Yeah.
There's limits to all of this, right?
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
getting into it right now. But there is a lot of programs to help
Yeah.
people get in.
Yeah, 100%.
So even as much as I'm cynical about CMHCs increasing their programs, it still gives a positive sentiment to the buyers out there.
Yeah.
And if we have like this, what do they call this rate? If it happens, this rate cut, a jumbo rate cut,
Jumbo rate cut.
right?
Yeah.
Like what kind of silly names are they going to give these things? Like it's just half a point, but it's twice as big as what we've been
Yeah.
doing the last three times.
Yeah.
So, maybe that if that gives a positive buyer sentiment, then that's good for everybody.
Yeah, 100%. So, okay, so that's it for that one, and I think we're pretty clear on what we think is going to happen going forward. And you know what? What about you? What's your opinion? What do you think? Put it in the comments and let us know. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, can't wait to hear that.
All right, see ya.
Awesome. Thank you.